So I am going to show you some of my favourite exercises for improving your core stability, your posture, your leg strength, so that you can ride from an independent seat, so that you can ride independently from your hands, ultimately feel more balanced and secure in the saddle, and allow your horse to express themselves, and you can still feel safe because you're feeling stable, balanced, secure, all of those things that you want as reassurance as a rider. So I'm going to show you one of my favourite exercises. This exercise is called the Birddog, and I'm going to show you a couple of different variations how you can build up to it, so that regardless of where you are in your physical ability, I'm going to show you a couple of ways to start off and then progressively build up on it. So we're going to come down to the mat, and we're going to just come down to our hands and knees and start on all fours here. So you want to have your arms and your legs in all four corners. And what we're looking for is everything to be nice and parallel to the ground, and you want ideally a nice flat back as well. And ultimately this is going to depend a little bit on your own mechanics, because some of us might have slightly longer arms than we are here, so you might have a little bit of an incline or a decline, but essentially what you want is as flat a back as possible. What you don't want is your arch to be, say, like a cat here, a cow, or an excessive cow there. So the cat-cow exercises are something that we do in yoga, and they're really good for riders because what they do is it helps mobilize the spine, but it also helps mobilize the pelvis as well. And because as riders we want to be able to ride from our seat, our pelvis is really, really important, and so is that fluidity as well in our back and our spine. So we're going to come down to our all fours, and to start with, depending on your ability, can you just lift one arm off and put it in front of you, and can you maintain balance, or are you wobbling around? So I would start off probably here, and what this is also going to do is going to build up strength in your upper body, and as riders sometimes we can neglect that, but it's really important to have that upper body strength as well. Okay, so this is the first thing. Can you really just do some arm raises like this? You could, if you wanted to as well, do some shoulder taps. Okay, so this is all going to help build up to the Birddog exercise that we're going to be doing. So the next thing that we're going to do is, can we kick one leg out and then lift it up? And again, we want that leg parallel to the ground. With your toe, you could point it, or you could have it pointed to the ground. I really don't mind. I think the best thing is that we are just doing these exercises to improve ourselves. Some people will tell you that they prefer one way or the other. I say do what's best for you. So put your foot out there and again lift it up, and really what we're doing is we're just activating that glute there so that we can just extend the leg upwards off the ground. Okay, and again, are we nice and stable when we do that? Okay, so this is just another part of the Birddog. Can we extend one leg back, lift it up off the ground and keep it parallel? And essentially what we're going to then do is put all of that together. So we're going to extend one arm forward and the opposite leg backwards off the ground. And that is your classic Birddog exercise. So we're going to come here, and then we're just going to simultaneously stretch our arm forward and our leg back, and then go to the other side as well. And remembering to breathe in all of this, remembering to try and keep your spine nice and neutral, and just looking forward or wherever is comfortable. Maybe your eye line should be around, say, 1/2 meter in front of you, wherever is best. And we're just going to repeat that for a number of times each side. And what I like to do is I like to alternate my sides. I don't like to keep doing the same side, although you can do. Just checking and making sure, do you feel balanced and symmetrical each side? And that really is the foundation of the Birddog exercise. And you've got to think, that exercise is great for your core stability, it's great for your back strength and your posture. It's great as well for activating your leg muscles as well as your upper body. But also as well, you're getting that mobility, that dynamicism through the movement as well. One way that you can make this a little bit more difficult is that we're going to then extend one arm out and then our leg outwards as well. And that just adds something a little bit different to the exercise. So if you feel that you're comfortable doing the Birddog, you can just extend out here and then rotate your hand outwards and your arm out, and your arm outwards and your leg outwards, and it just hits the muscles a little bit differently, okay? And you will start to feel that maybe you feel nice and strong here, but when you've rotated your leg outwards and your arm outwards, that those muscles aren't quite as strong. And so this is what I would be working on as a rider in the gym or at home. I would be, can I rotate my arms and my legs outwards? Can I rotate them out equally to each side, or does one side feel a little bit more difficult than the other? And actually, when I'm putting my leg out here, I can feel that there's a tightness here on my sort of outer glute area compared to this side, which feels just more free, really. And again, that's highlighting the asymmetry in us, and it will be subtle. Sometimes it might be quite pronounced. So it's one of those things that, you know, we want to be listening out for and working on as a rider, because ultimately that is also going to translate onto the horse. So we have these little asymmetries that sometimes we're not really aware of until we start to push our body to do things that we don't necessarily typically do. So this here is quite tight along my right glute compared to this way here. And it'd be interesting, you know, if you got somebody to stand behind you or have a look, you might actually notice that you can actually move one leg or one arm maybe out in one direction more than the other. So, you know, you could film yourself doing that as well.